to Technique, the official tech fest of MPSCME and MIMS Mumbai. Team Technique strives to achieve the pinnacle of quality and bring out the finest in everyone, and is now back with its 15th edition. Our pre-event, Cypher, aims to provide a platform to, to both budding and experienced coders alike. The hackathon took place yesterday from 5:30 p.m. till 11:30 a.m. today, where hundreds of teams participated and gave their best at solving intricate life problems. Today, the contenders will present to the panel the ideas, innovations, and hard work they have put in over the previous 18 hours. The jury is made up of some of the best in their fields with years of experience. We'd like to present our panel's first member. Priya Jain ma'am has 3.5 years of experience working at Anything you guys would like to add?
I have a couple of questions actually. Shruti,
Edition.
No proper research of particular areas or localities. India, a developing country like India, has a lot of population, and so it is not as easy to research about every area or locality, as India has quite a lot of geographical area and all types of terrain are present in the country. The second point is the connectivity to that area by transport. So, as I just said, connectivity, India has all types of terrain, and many people don't have the money to get their own cars or buses or trucks to go to a particular area, and nor are there much roads, not is there much road network to certain areas. So that makes the connectivity quite difficult. And in many areas, there are mountains and a steep terrain, which makes it difficult to make any train or road. The third reason is availability of required amount of energy in the area. So, India, so in a country like India, not all parts of the country have basic essentials like electricity or firewood. So,
we can avoid that by storing the pressure applied by the tires, converting it to electricity, and then using it in the future. So this can be one of the ways. Secondly, we can use solar panels on the roof of the cars. It is more very helpful in the at times when the sunlight is available. Just like it is just like the concept of solar panels for electricity generation. We can use those in the roof of the cars. So we can similar to piezo disc, we can store them in a storage unit, and we can use them further in the future for charging the batteries, and thus providing an alternative for not using the uh, new energy source. We can just use the energy from the vehicle itself for charging the battery. Now Ria will take over.
Yeah. So the third method is to gradually convert from petrol pumps to EV charging infrastructures. So our main aim here would be to decrease the number of petrol cars that are being in use and replace them with electronic vehicles. So for this, we will also need a number of charging stations to be set up. So using this method, we can save time is at rest, but the engine is on, the battery is getting drained. So in order to conserve battery, if the engine switches off after 30 seconds, then we can save a lot of battery. Now, Palak will continue with the benefits. Also, this is a comparison chart between the global warming emission that is given out by electronic vehicles and then conventional vehicles.
Okay, so it's like we are talking about the benefits of electronic vehicles so as to relate it to the points like how we can employ the above method discussed and make it a better approach. So first, low noise pollution. We all know that when the petrol cars or the petrol vehicles, bikes, scooters, etc., when they run a harsh noise or the engine noise is made, which is sort of irritating for some group of people, and also noise causes pollution, right? So this electrical vehicles can overcome this thing of noise pollution. So relating it to the points that we have discussed above, it is relatable to the solar panel thing uh, because the solar panel it's a concern for many people that the electric vehicles are very costly. So why should we buy it? So we can use materials which are not like recent. Currently, it is made up of lithium, copper, platinum, aluminium, and to some extent, graphite is used in the making of electrical vehicles. So we can see if there is any alternative to that. So the one thing can be achieved in if we get to the better alternative. The low maintenance cost is a considerable benefit because it if the cost of initial buying cost of the electric vehicle is low at the starting, so the people will tend to go towards electric vehicles. And furthermore, so everyone knows it that electrical vehicles don't cost us when we go ahead for the maintenance. It is at many places the maintenance cost is reduced as compared to the petrol vehicles.
Sorry to interrupt you, but we're a little limited on time.
So instead, we can make use of natural resources. For example, like we talked about solar panels. This will also help us find alternative ways to create energy and also help the environment since the emission reduced will be much lesser, practically negligible. Now moving on, we have displayed a basic prototype in the form of a website. So we've created a website where we have outlined all of the methods that we can employ in making electric vehicles more efficient. On the
It is
next
more
slide,
of like
there's the code.
the sort of website which we see that ways to do this, and it's a website like that. So this is the code for it. I'll just show the yeah. So this is what we have made in here. Like we aim to include we didn't have any idea about electrical vehicles and all that, honestly, but we aim to do that through this website. We can generate awareness.
Remote monitoring. In remote monitoring, there are geofacing in another useful feature, where in remote monitoring there are geolocation is used to navigate the particular EV present in a particular geographical area, where if a EV is standing in a particular area and there is a EV station, so how much distance is there from the particular EV is known through an app which we will be making to know the uh, exact distance from the particular EV. And next is the GPS. When the EV is off, then the EV is off, it stores and return the energy to the grid. This basically helps in us to balance and demand the grid can help to reduce the cost of EV, which is our main motive to reduce the cost and the time.
Yeah. So these are the main issues that we will overcome with our model, so which we came through with. So the time consuming issues. So suppose we go to a charging station, there are many cars there, so we have to wait and our time gets wasted, and the high cost of the EVs, complex charging infrastructures, and as well as so these all things we will overcome with our model. So what are the features of our project? So it is simple and systematic. We looked towards it should be low maintenance, and it should be easy to access through apps by using IoT, and it should optimize the use of space. So our ideas and approaches, we use two approaches here. The first approach was smart charge, and the second approach was smart vehicle parking infrastructures using IoT. So the flow of our system is, suppose the users gets activated. So we will, through our application, we will determine the route. If it is the usual route or it is the longer route. If it will be the usual route, then we will check the availability of the parking space. We will be using the parking space of the colleges and the premises of the colleges or office, suppose. So that region. So if we will check the availability, if there will be the availability, then we will charge and the process ends. If there will be no then we will check the emergency charge or relocate the nearest charging station, and the process ends. And suppose it is not the usual route, you are not going to your college or office, it's some different route. So we'll locate the nearest availability of EV station.
It's the EV station, and there is a maximum capacity of charging five vehicles at a time. So the first IR sensor we have placed that will be taking the number of incoming cars or maybe EVs present there, and the another IR sensor is used to know the number of the EV vehicles that are being charged and move or passed. So if first vehicles comes here, if the present vehicle are less than or equal to 5, uh, will be charged will be said that you are
let's come up with a government scheme where we will provide this software to the government, and it will help people to determine whether they're eligible to apply for this scheme or not. For instance, Janil, can you please screen share the code?
Okay, that's
Okay. To make our code, we used basic machine learning, where we made a CSV file consisting of two main data fields, whether the person is from a rural area or the person is from an urban area. And the second data column consisted of how much surplus electricity the person generates in a day. And with using that, we can estimate what amount would he earn every day, or whether or not he is eligible for this program.
Then EV station will be giving a feedback to the application if it is already occupied. But in case if some user have an emergency, like any kind of emergency is there, and he have to or she has to park the vehicle at that moment.
One was the issue of in general. So we chose to choose the topic which we found more concrete in terms of data, and we chose to deal with the issue of creating more stations for charging. So let's all begin with the concept of EV. As a country, let's say, as we speak as a country, we are all looking to developing, and electric vehicles are one of the key ways to go forward with using renewable resources and conserving resources, and at the same time optimizing what we already have. So let's begin with a few advantages of EV. So there's obviously reduction of carbon dioxide, and it's a sustainable source. It's cheaper to buy. Like I can say that the investment, it's a long-term investment. So the maintenance for an electric vehicle would, in the long run, is much less than that for a normal automobile. And there are many such advantages out of which we've listed a few here. So our issue right now is
We are solving here is suppose we have a car and we have very low battery of that. So we are resolving that issue. Suppose the out of 10, 9 are ports are using the cars. So we reserve one for the emergency car. So that's what we are using it for.
Okay, so this crossed marks are the ones.
Would you have added?
I actually had some good ideas. I didn't just want or not. What I actually wanted was that how much money is he approximately going to earn. I tried doing that, but it wasn't possible for me to do it.
May I add some more question? May you show quickly the database CSV columns in a Jupyter notebook, just to take a look of features that you used to train? Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that's the database, right?
Yep, thank you very much.
All right. No more doubts?
No, just only thank you for your project.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, judges. We'll be
Thank you
leaving.
so much.
Thank you, sir.
That was a wonderful application. Next up, we have, just for the judges, once again, this was team number 21, CAPTCHA, consisting of Tatsam, Janil, and Arpan. Next up, we have team JVK, consisting of Ayush, Rohan, and Aniket. Ayush, Rohan, and Aniket, if you are here with us, please switch on your cameras and start your screen sharing.
Or maybe some additional features that we're gonna be used. So the particular IoT will sense your device, or maybe initially the app would ask you to give the basic details or the model number or the.
So given the time constraint, we thought maybe we'd make a tiny code. So
In the given amount of time and knowledge we had, we thought we could just use a database which we made by using Google. So in future, if we get more knowledge and time, we could use APIs which are available in Google and make our system more vast, which will be helpful in a larger scale.
Our whole motive for this code was using the data that we have sufficiently to properly convey our solution to making EVs more accessible. Thank you so much for your time. Would you like to ask us any questions?
Prashant, sir, do you have any questions?
Yeah. First of all, may I know your names? Sania and Prathamesh, right?
Yes, sir.
Prathamesh, yeah. To both of you, congratulations. You done a good job. There
with your app. So that would also be the thing that you will be having to think upon. This both are the major factors that will block you in building the system.
Yeah, sir, we will surely look upon that.
Yeah. You can continue.
I'm really sorry to interrupt, but I would like to request team.
Through that, we could calculate the frequency of charging stations which is required in the route.
Okay, I understand your point. So you're gonna program a code, a function that will help a user to find a convenient charging station using Google Maps and Google APIs to Google database, right? That's what you're
Yes.
trying to say. Yeah, that's a good concept. I believe this is something we've been using, like all of us, we daily use. Even finding when you're traveling in your car, you find petrol. You can find petrol pumps, right? On your Google Map. So in the same way, that can be done possibly. And yeah, the use one thing I really liked is that you said based on the frequency of the car that are coming to a one junction or a one point, suppose a marketplace or some place there are hundred of cars coming every hour on an everyday basis. You can segregate the electrician to some distances so that there will be no conjunction at a point. That is very thoughtful. I really liked it. Um, but to be honest, when comes to charging station, we there is a high risk of charging too many vehicles at at a closer closer room, or I would say closer environment. So that's very thoughtful from you.
It is doing check suitability for the new station. That's what it is. If there are more than 2 slots available, minimum 2 slots available at the next station, then we get assigned that new charging station. And this is the charge car, which is suppose we have booked our slot at the charging station, then we can charge our car. And if not, then there will be another message popping up that it is not charged. So this was our whole project. The smart parking and charging of electric vehicles is a crucial aspect of building a sustainable and efficient transportation system.
Ayush and Aniket, your teammate is not able to join, so please screen share and you guys go ahead with the presentation. Okay, so do we have all three, Karthik, Veer, and Dia, with us over here in the meeting?
Websites and applications to travel whenever we need, like Ola, Uber, but they don't have the alternative to go via EV vehicles, right? But in our website, which show the transportation facilities, which show people that whether the public transport is available without compromising with their budget, with their time, and with their luxury wasted. So that's why we want to boost the adoption of electric vehicles and public transport at the same time to reduce this environment stress, because we know that there's no space for private vehicles now on the road. And this is the usage of vehicles in India, which has been increasing drastically since 2010. That is what our website wants to do. It wants to boost the usage of EV vehicles. It will show people whether an EV vehicle is ready to is available for rental basis, which EV vehicle is available, or if an EV vehicle is not available, which public transport is available from which destination, from which location to destination. Further, my friend Ankit will carry on.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you are. Ankit, we'd like to request you to turn on your camera if that's possible.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you can begin.
So yeah, we have created a website in which the current location of the user is inputted via code. We have used the API called IP API geolocation from JSON.
So because of this, EVs are most widely used over there. Then on how to reduce cost of EVs, so we have this infinity loop which says we need to have charging infrastructure. We need to do research in battery technologies, as currently a vehicle the battery accounts to 30 to 40% of the overall vehicle cost. So we need to we need to design an optimized battery. We need to have supplementary industries, that is the local industries helping us. We need partnerships with the governments, and we need capital investments. So one of the reasons that we found out was, can falling the battery prices push electric cars? So yes, currently as 30 to 40% of a vehicle cost is the battery. So if we reduce the battery charges, of course we can the people would be more willing to buy EVs. I would like Karthik to read further.
Yeah, thank you, Dia. I'm Karthik Pillai, and I would be covering the topic of mileage improvement. We are intended to increase the driving range of an electrical vehicle. We do not only calculate the.
Sometimes these batteries go bad, sometimes these batteries are expensive. So what we look at is a battery recyclement program where we try to take
Ansh, we can't see your screen.
easier commutes, like being able to go from here to Pune in just one stop, just like that.
We also have a demo prepared for this application. Just give me 1 second. So yes. Oh, you can see the screen straight, right?
Yeah. So essentially, this is our homepage. When you would come here, tap to charge, whatever our homepage you land on, you click on this, you're able to scan a QR code, the whole system, in order for you to get to your battery or current or whatever you want to replace. You can also like rent batteries if you want to, alag se, and look out for stations. Like we offer different battery types that suits your system. And if like you're on the go and you want to look out for more stations near you, you can also go to the stations panel and try to find whatever battery swap station is near you so that you can continue your journey.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm. If you have any questions, you can ask.
These are about us, and this is our services, and this would be contact us tab.
Yeah. Hi, Akash. Just a quick question here.
Yep.
You are taking the current location, the destination, and date and time, right?
Yeah.
When I click on search,
there would be viable to. So here's the code, and I will run and show the output, so you will get a better understanding of the code. So I will enter the square kilometers. So for example, 5 into 5, 25 kilometers is covered here. So where we get ones, that is the charging ports, and the zeros are like the 1 kilometer buffer radius, so that if we are in any area between these zeros, so every station is very nearby to us. So moving on to the other solution, battery life. So we know that battery life is a problem in EVs. So as the engine and the inner processes like the GPS and every other modules in the car are run by battery. So we know that if number of processes are accumulated, it can burden the battery and use up charging very much. So to sort that out, we have made this code. So it will sort out the burst times. Burst times is the completion time of the process.
The problem you are stating is of infrastructure local trains. So you would also need to integrate with them for the data if they will be sharing with you or not, right?
Yeah.
For the current transfers. Okay.
Any other questions, sir?
No.
Team.
Yeah.
So
the first.
Okay, so when you are populating the matrix, is it random? How are you populating? Are you taking an input from some other file, or it's just an example that you've taken?
For example, we will cover an area with no charging ports. So we will populate the matrix with zeros, which indicates no charging ports are available at that area. So that's how we will populate the zeros. And after that, to install the charging ports, we will call the stations function. And in the station functions, it will check the overlapping of the charging ports. So if the charging ports is like very far or near, it will check vertically or horizontally and diagonally in the matrix that how much far is the next charging port. So according to that, the matrix will assign the value 1 and we get the answer.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You could begin with your presentation till that time.
There's not enough space for storage to in the CPU.
So essentially, as I said, we'll be storing racks, right? Racks of batteries and their charging stations and components. uh, obviously our design would be focused on being able to store them, behind a bus station, for example. So like it shouldn't at once one station shouldn't accommodate for more than 23 units of batteries, and that I'm talking about when we have different types of batteries. So I wouldn't think that it would take like 600 square foot of space. It's essentially vertically placed battery system, which can be done in small space as well.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, guys.
The judges have finished with their queries and filled out their remarks. We can move on to the next team. I personally think your solution was very carefully thought out. I loved it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi Danish. What's the team's name? I didn't catch the name of the team.
This team's name was Muten Roshi, Mutenroshi.
Sorry, can you spell it again?
Muten.
Is my screen visible? I'll share the screen with energy. And it is efficient because it provides a better solution for the environment than the normal vehicles, like those that work on petroleum, CNG, etc., etc. So let us see the current scenario. As we know that in many developing countries, the high cost and limited availability of traditional transportation is making it difficult for the businesses to access these services of EVs. We also know that electrical vehicles are highly expensive, so it cannot be afforded by a wider audience. And it is also limited by factors as lack of charging stations, lack of charging stations, lack of awareness, etc. So now we are here to present you a 4-step solution that tackles the issue of high expense of electric vehicles. So the first step for the solution is government incentive, encouraging the local manufacturers. So as we all know, we cannot make electric vehicles feasible on day-to-day basis unless the government steps in. So what the government can do is it can provide subsidies on raw materials so that the manufacturing cost of vehicle can reduce. The second step is the government incentive. As we all know, for the electric vehicles to be a day-to-day topic in our lives, the government needs to create more awareness. The government can create awareness to the buyer by introducing vehicles like electric bikes, electric autos, electric cars, and encourage the general public by telling them the benefits of electric vehicles as compared to the traditional vehicles. The third, one of the major problems is charging stations. So the government has started this electric vehicle mission. So what they aim to do is by 2030, they want that only electric vehicles should be sold in India. So for that to happen,
proper legislation guidelines should be addressed in the future by the government to operate this recycling of the batteries and to maintain a proper uh, uh, so further on, this will also pave a way for the several players to benefit from the expected growth in the sector. Uh, as it will grow, several opportunities will be created for the companies that provide electricity to the households, and we need to take a proper battery recycling should be done. Further on, Rohal will explain.
So myself Rohan,
and I will explain another solution, which is battery exchange. So it is similar to how we go about working with cylinders in our life. As we exchange our empty cylinders with filled and exchange it with filled ones, similarly, we can provide charge batteries in petrol pumps. The customers can then reach the power station and replace that drain.
Go to the next slide. So we have three vehicles. One is electrical bikes, electric cars, and electric auto rickshaw. And we can use these.
Here is a quote. The time is right for electric cars. In fact, the time is critical. The time is critical because we know the fossil fuels are getting depleted, and this is the best time we can switch to EVs. This is our team, JVK, Rohan
Recording
Magdum,
in progress.
Aniket Mishra, and Ayush Rajbar. Thank you.
Thank you so much, team JVK. Moving on, we have, before that, judges, do you have any questions for team JVK?
This that you could share with us, or?
Yes, we have built a website actually.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so that is it for team JVK. This was team number 20, judges. Moving on, we have team number 30, Rookie Bite, consisting of Anish, Chinmay, and Devi.
Can I show you the website?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, if you have 2 minutes, you can just share pretty quickly.
Okay.
For the fees charge, we have created a system in which we have minimized the fees that can be charged as per kilometer basis. We've given the user choices like driving their own car, sharing, and hiring a driver. So I'll show you the working. And this works on QR scan. So this is a demo model. We'll show you the working. One second.
So this is the home page. We are just addressing the issue here. So this is a charging page. Aniket will explain.
Team JVK, you guys have already finished your time limit. So if you could just wrap this up a little quickly.
Okay, okay. So I want to show the main highlight of this website. We created a map. Here we will get to know the power stations near us, which will charge electric vehicles. So the users can. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, team JVK. Moving on, we have team number 30, Rookie Bite, consisting of Anish, Chinmay, and Devi. I believe Devi is here with us. So Devi, if you could switch on your camera and please share your screen.
Just a second. Okay. See, that is more the chair there. Is this visible? Rafa, is this visible?
Yes, Devi, we can see your screen.
Energy security by reducing dependency on imported fossil fuels. So it increases the energy security. So the fossil fuels are not imported. So as the electricity is available everywhere, even in the developed countries, So there'll be the government can invest more charging infrastructure, which can increase the energy security by reducing the usage of fossil fuels, and support policy goals where government can also support few policy goals such as reducing greenhouse gas emissions and improving air quality and all. So the next thing is high cost. It will be continued by Chetan.
Okay, the high cost. Firstly, import taxes and tariff. Okay, the developing countries, they impose very high taxes and tariffs on the electric vehicles because they're not making all the parts in their own country. They are importing it from other countries. So a high tax is being imported. Second is lack of local manufacturing. As I mentioned before, like they are not manufacturing in their own country, right? So they will have to pay a much more cost. Then high cost of batteries. This is the one of the major factor why electric vehicles are expensive, as batteries are a significant component of EVs and the high cost can contribute to overall expense of the vehicle. Developing countries may not have the capability to produce the high density batteries, but that are used in EVs.
Charging stations in the future, because this project is being looked कि future में ऐसा होगा, not अभी के, in the near future. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So main dependability is on the government. If the government
Yeah, of course, it
takes this
depends
up,
on it.
then you can do it.
हाँ.
Okay, got it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, team 404 Not Found, for such an insightful presentation. Now we'd like to move on to Team Powerpuff Girls to present their work on the following problem statement.
All right, is my screen visible?
Yes, it is. You can begin with your presentation, and please keep in mind the time limit, which is 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, and give me a second, I'll turn on my camera as well.
Okay. Yes. You can begin. Good luck.
Achisha?
Can you present?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Archita Shrivastava, and with my teammate Khushi Shah, we, Team Powerpuff Girls, are here to present our solution, EV Maps. Here, EV stands for the electronic vehicle. So let's begin.
And all, and limited trust in new technology. Like most people doesn't trust new technology, upcoming technology and all, and limited access to information. Like there are no access. There is a less access in information about EV models. And
Create a program wherein a user can input their current address, and in turn, our program will return the nearest electric vehicle charging station locations on the map. So how does our idea help everyone? So while designing our solution, we placed our main focus on India from a broader pool of
and transportation equity, reduce the social cost of transportation. Like if you have like investing in an electric vehicle is a one-time investment. Like later the cost of transportation is reduced. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for the present.
Valeri sir, questions or?
Okay, so you mentioned that you're going to you need to government investments, yes, and how you are going to be attracted to government to start invest.
Like a government should understand, firstly, I guess they should prioritize the EV vehicles. They should understand the benefits of having an EV vehicle. Firstly, the environment will be safe from this. Secondly, we have also discussed like it will help in increase the economy of the country. So like government should look upon that factors and promote some policies so that people will be encouraged to use EV vehicles.
And also government should be have a collaboration with the companies and implant more charging infrastructure, charging stations. Let's say as a developing country, it may be a high toll, but it I guess there should be there should be minimum one charging.
As a result, our program will return to you all the charging stations which are within a 10-kilometer radius of your current address. And furthermore, it will also, demonstrate your current address on the map as well as all the addresses of the charging stations shown in the earlier table. The blue icon shows our current location and the green icons, if
No, but not a single entity can bring change to the country like us, India. So government should be involved, but government will only involve in in such kind of activities if it find this you know sufficient enough or that would really necessity for the replacement of the conventional vehicles. Yeah, it's not easy for a country like us with a billion of population shift from conventional uh, vehicles to an EV vehicles. So I was really hoping that you could end of the session, not the end of the presentation, come up with an exact business plan how that can be implemented instead. But nevertheless, it was good you come up with real issues that are currently been faced by the or with the developing countries like us, and the market which are facing the issue. Good work, Chetan and Pranav.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, we were inexperienced, and this is the first time we have approached an hackathon. And unfortunately, one of our member was hospitalized, so we were in that
Okay.
this thing, we were like in that issue, so we didn't put more time to this hackathon. But we'll try to do our best.
address I want. And this is, I feel, significantly more useful because if you're stranded on the road somewhere and you want to put your exact address, not just the city center or something. Okay. So I've taken the address of the Taj Mahal. I enter it. And
Tech Titans is your whole team here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you get 10 minutes to present your solution to the judges. Please go ahead.
Yes, sure. Okay. So, good afternoon, judges. We are Tech Titans, and today we are presenting you on EV A to Z, a one-stop destination for your EV needs. Next. So, let's understand the current deadlock, and we won't be wasting much.
okay, so here we have our output. Sorry, there are no EV charging stations within a 10-kilometer radius. However, the program will provide us with the closest charging station beyond 10 kilometers. So as we can see, it's a station called Circle Test Station, which is 13 kilometers from Goa. And I'll show this to you all on the map as well. I'll download this. And so map 15.
So,
So yeah, as we can see here, the EV sales of four-wheelers is only densely situated where the electric stations are quite more. Like it's only there in tier one cities like Lucknow, Pune, Mumbai, Bangalore. All other EV sales are only two-wheelers, three-wheelers, and buses which are only bought by the corporations for their municipal transportation, right? So as we can see here, if we take an example of a state like Maharashtra, most of the EV sales are only situated in Mumbai, Pune, and and other tier two cities like Kolhapur, Nagpur, or Aurangabad, Nashik. So we can see here, we can also see that 74% of EV sales in the state are in Pune and Pimpri Chinchwad, and those are also mostly two-wheelers. Four-wheelers are also quite less. And when we go to tier two or tier three cities, the four-wheeler EV sales are quite negligible. So what is the solution for this? We'll also explain this in this PPT. Yeah, Dhruv, you can take over.
Home is not difficult. However, the problem comes when
remove the drain battery and swap out with the new battery. This is now, as I said, only for bikes, but if for vehicles, if we can create at the rear end of the vehicle, if we can create a clip-on type where if we just place the car and the new battery battery can be installed for like a magnetic clip-on, then it will save. Then it can be easier as the batteries weigh a lot. So battery swapping by this technique can be easier. Regenerative braking is, as we all know it, the car loses a lot of energy while braking. This system is implemented in few higher model cars, but if we can implement it in bikes and vehicles, then other cars, then it can be easy for businesses and other individuals to save battery and again increase the range and time. And again, like regenerative braking is regenerative suspension, where the linear momentum of vibration of the bumps in the road can get converted into electric energy. This again saves a lot of time and increases the range, but is still a little more on the expensive side as compared to what other businesses require. And integrated solar panels, so India is at a geographical advantage as it receives 300 sunny days. So if we have a integrated solar panel on the top of the car only.
Yeah, and I request you to turn on your camera if that's possible.
Yeah, just please give me a second.
Of course, no problem.
So is it visible?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. So okay, so hello to everyone. We are team ABS, and my name is Anaushka, and I'm here with my team members Bhavya and Spandana. We are currently doing first year in CSE.
Chargers in your area. This will work for anyone, not just for the currently. As you can see, I'm situated here and showing me the charging stations near me. Secondly, when so let's consider you are a new user who is trying to invest, who is trying to buy an EV. So the first thing he'll do, he'll check the charging availability in his area. If he doesn't find the charging availability, he can apply for a new charging station. So as you can see, we have given three options: for a small charging station, which is sufficient for 2 people; a medium-sized charging station, which is sufficient for 4 cars; a large size, which is sufficient to 8 or more cars. So if you are in a rural area and you buy an EV, so you can apply for a new small charging station. So now, as the problem statement says, encourage people in buying EVs. So when you place a charging station when you apply for a new charging station, and when it actually builds up, it will encourage more people in the area to buy EV because it will be a cheaper alternative. Also, government provides subsidies on tax as of now when a person buys a new charging station. There are some talks in which government will give the electricity at a cheaper rate or waive off some charges on that, which are there in the later phase. This is a basic sign up module which the user can sign up and his data will be collected. The main thing to collect this is there is no direct availability of data in EV which shows which areas are populated, highly populated or sparsely.
Just excuse me for a minute. Yeah, so let's say if my city is Mumbai. So, so which type of two-wheeler vehicle is, so if we enter one, so it's for a two-wheeler vehicle. If your budget is 50,000 to 1 lakh, so I will enter two. So these are your alternatives. So we can, there are a lot of alternatives for.
This can give exact details of every model available in the market. So like it won't recommend a heavy car to a person in the rural area because there are no
infrastructure
charging stations available in his area. So like the program will only recommend him some basic two-wheeler which is chargeable and can be charged at home. Also, the current process of form filling for a new is and we are trying to reduce it by listing by our website and just will. Any questions from your side?
Yeah, so what he was trying to say is as we go into rural areas like tier 2, tier 3 cities.
So it's not much.
Yeah.
So now we have just discussed about the problems. Now coming to the solutions, are these really solutions or opportunities for us to find further solutions? So I have researched, gone through the internet and found that sodium ion battery breakthrough. So the research team, which is PNNL, has developed a sodium ion battery, which is greatly extended with longevity. The findings, which were published in the journal Nature Energy, it provided a promising recipe, or you could say structure for battery
site or something, and we were currently working on it. We are even after the time after 11:30, so there is some kind of issue. But we do have the API, right?
Yes, I will show it.
Previous slide.
Yes, Papu.
Which slide?
The location and availability, correct, yeah. So when you say availability of the charging station is checked, what factors are considered over here?
Distance for now, and if the nearest charging station, like if you're going in a route, and if it's in a route, or do you need to take a diversion, and if the diversion gives you like the smallest route available.
is being under development for the reduction of weight.
Tackle that problem.
By the time you go there, the spots are filled.
Yeah.
Okay, then we will have to again give you like the next nearest.
But what if my battery life was so low that I only had enough charge to go to one? How would you? So I'm asking.
Yes.
Then go ahead.
Yes. Then we can give like a preference issue, like preference list or something, and the user who needs the most pays a little more or something to the charging station, which in desperate case scenarios.
Right.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
About the API. rank lever. Team name Amod Joshi.
No, the team
11,
number is
11.
11.
11. Okay.
And yes.
Can I share my screen?
Yes, one of you share your screens, and I'd like to request all of you to turn your cameras on, if that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see your screen. You can begin. All the best.
Hello everyone, we are Team Fubar and I am Adit. And today we will be presenting our solution to the EV problem in developing countries. So the problem statement in
Yep.
Yeah. So we've just taken. We've considered this. We of course can't use the entire map of city as of now. We've considered the entire western line from Churchgate to Virar, and we know the distances and if they have charging station or not. We have also added like we can provide you all the station, all the uh, Western Line railway stations that have charging stations. We can give you the nearest four, which this function does. We can, of course, book a spot, which allows you to, like, the previous question was how if the spots fill up. Also have a book. We also have a function to book a spot, and by extension, which comes with it, we also have this, we can the vehicle, get the number of vehicles already in the station, or and the waiting time which that vehicle should cost. That's it.
in a real website, it would look like this. And the user can interact with the car, zoom in and move the model around. And he could see if he likes the car or not. And the next thing is the cost calculator.
I don't have a question because I was disconnected and skipped most part of presentation.
That is unfortunate. Very well. Thank you, Tech Titans. If Prashant sir is satisfied and has filled out his Excel sheet, you can move on to the next team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we leave the meeting?
Sorry?
Can we leave the meeting?
Yeah, sure. Hacking New Year is your whole team here. Hello.
No, we don't have Yash yet. 2 members are here and 1 is not here.
Could you please ask them to join quickly?
Yeah.
Capacity and the type into consideration. We have used a platform Carvale and we have scraped their website and created an API which compiles all the data and shows the user the final output.
So here is the demo of this feature. When you click on the Find an EV button, you will be led to this form. So here, first of all, we have a drop down in which we can select what is the budget of our car. For example, right now, we'll take an example as 18 to 25 lakh.
Now, is the whole team here now?
Yes.
Yeah, so you've got 10 minutes to present your solution to the jury. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yash, can you put up the PPT?
Hello? Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
About affordability price ranges. So because of this, we have to look into like how to overcome these challenges to make them more affordable for our sector, that is India. So basically, the main objective of this presentation is to showcase like how we are addressing these challenges and to enable a cost-effective and time-efficient use of electric vehicles in developing countries such as us, such as India ourselves. Then moving on. So basically, the transportation sector in India, it is facing a very significant challenge. Basically, we all know how there is too much traffic congestion, poor infrastructure, like roads are broken, there are potholes, and like there are high emission. So basically, our country has the largest population right now and a rapidly growing economy, which has led to a significant increase in the number of vehicles on the road. And as a result, there is too much traffic congestion and pollution. So, and also the transportation sector is very heavily dependent on fossil fuels, which also contributes to higher emission of greenhouse gases. So in this context, there's a growing need for sustainable alternative that can address these challenges and provide a more cost-effective and reliable means of transportation. So here is where electric vehicles come into the picture and why we should like use more of them. And furthermore, in rural areas and small towns, the transportation infrastructure is very poor.
ZSEV, okay. So would that be a feature where if I plan to buy this, and currently I'm having a petrol car, right? Let's say I'm using a petrol car. Would that be comparable here? So
Yeah,
let's
if
say
we had more data available, we could have done that. But we tried to find APIs which provided the data for all the cars. We could not find it. That's why we made a basic system. But if we had access to all the resources of the cars, then we could have done that.
yeah. Now this prototype seems to be right. It is correct. But I would suggest that if you work on this, no.
Like it has 50.3 kilowatt hours and it claims to have 461 kilometers in a single charge and it ranges around 21 lakh rupees. And the second one on the bottom right, it is a Hyundai Kona. And this one, it is priced more, it is priced as 24 lakhs approx. And it provides lesser charge, which is lesser power, which is 39.3 kilowatt hour. And it also goes a little bit lower, which is 452 kilometers per hour, 452 kilometers in a single charge. So basically, like these were the two that I could find for the top best ones that are right now going in the market. And then moving on. So basically, to what my solution was for given the problem statement that we have to implement solar powered charging station and we have to like build the infrastructure for them and we have to obviously use government aided policies and stuff to implement them. So here I will just talk about what basically a solar powered charging station is. So solar powered charging station can be cost effective solution as they use renewables energy source, which is the sun. And this approach can help us reduce the overall cost of ownership of electric vehicles. And then furthermore, in urban areas, solar power charging station can be located in public parking areas, shopping centers, and other places where electric vehicles are much more likely to be present and parked for a longer time. And then an example here I've given Atom charge. So there's this
Efficient where he would have to stop at one point and he could refill his fuel and move on to the stop or the destination. And then we had another alternative to that where the other person would get the opportunity to rest at by charging at two different points such that he would reach the So here a person is initially at point A when we are in this prototype, we have given him the options to go to point B, C, or D in accordance to what destination he wants to reach. And in this way of going, he will encounter 3 petrol pumps in point B. In going to point C, he'll again encounter 3 petrol pumps, and the point D, he'll again encounter 3 charging pumps. So in this process, he will get the opportunity. Yatharth will run the code now.
Sorry guys, I'm unable to run the code. It was supposed by Nitya to run the code. Sorry, Rohan.
So now Yatharth will go on to explain the loopholes and advantages.
Yes. So the advantages of the system is ease of finding charging stations, as you can find the charging station near you according to your requirements. And the next advantages is ease of planning, as you can prior and plan the charging station near you. So we have some way to future that we can add, like some problems or loopholes we were facing, like it can't tell the time required to reach this station because of the traffic density in the park.
And that way we can efficiently utilize it. So the basic benefits I've listed below, like how improve reliability, improve efficiency, enhance security, reduce emissions, and basically like smart grid integration can help to improve the reliability, efficiency, and security of electric vehicles and infrastructure in India. So now basically in order to like promote the growth of smart grid integration and how like electric vehicles could be used to solve the potential of transportation problem. So we could also like develop a mobile application which should basically have these functionalities, like locate nearby charging station, check for availability of charging ports at those station, then start and stop charging, and then payment integration and charging history, like at each location, how much have you charged or not. So basically, as like they're very self-explanatory, like locate charging station, the application would allow users to locate the nearest charging stations and then check for availability of charging port. Like say, suppose if you found a charging station that is near you, like, but does it even have any space available there or not? So basically it is done for that. Then start and stop charging. So basically you could use a mobile app after plugging in to like control the charging status, and then payment integration because of. Yes, ma'am. If you have any questions or anything, please go ahead.
I have any questions? Just wanted to know, the mobile app that you're talking about, is that built or that was just, like we
So,
can build?
Ma'am, like, of course, it is in the developing stage. Like, I can just show you the basic front end web page only that I was trying to design, but like
Yep.
I had faced some problems, so I didn't like use it. But basically, ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yep.
Like, I just changed it right now. So
Yeah, I can see.
basically, like I did not submit this code because like I wanted to actually like integrate the Google Map API, but that required some billing account and stuff. So that's why like even here I've opened the Google API console anyway. So like I did not like I wasn't able to do that because like I did not have the account. So basically the idea was karke ki, like this would be the basic layout. Like there would be a Google map over here, and then you could like enter your current location and enter the distance, like in how much nearby distance do you want to find the charging station near you, and then you would search, and then accordingly it would do it.
All right. Okay.
Thank you so much, Aditya. This was team 103. We're going to have one more participant come and speak on our panel. So if we could just.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Team Buckslayers. for your incredible take on the problem statement. Next upon, I'd like to
Thank you.
call, yeah,
Thank you.
you can leave the meeting now. Yeah. Next upon, I would like to call the team Hacker Ninjas to present their unique approach on the problem statement. Are they here?
So is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah. So the topic of our presentation is sustainable electronic vehicles. Uh, so first, I would like to start by saying that we have taken a slightly different approach towards the concept of electronic vehicles. What we have done is that we have first identified the challenges to the sustainability and the cost effectiveness that are existing in the current models of electronic vehicles, and we have suggested some solutions to those. So first, we will take a look at the challenges. So yeah, the first thing is that the battery of EVs, the lithium-ion battery that is used, is a very expensive and unrecyclable battery. Also, the batteries aren't long-lasting. So basically, you have to replace the batteries in like approx 5 to 6 years of time. Then another thing is another thing that we are focused on is that sometimes while driving, people experience a phenomenon called low battery anxiety, which means that we kind of have an anxiety that our battery.
About the common solution like enhancing the batteries or changing the battery or locating the station nearby. I'm just coming up with a different solution. But before going to the solution, I'm going to show some predictions about the EVs. So there are prediction one, the electric vehicle will continue to gain market share in the global automotive industry with sales projected to reach over 30 million by 2030. Prediction two, electric vehicles are expected to replace gasoline powered vehicles as the dominant form
A bit of the projects that were presented. We are also appreciative to the entire jury who provided sound advice to all the participants, and I'm convinced that everyone present gained something useful. This finishes the qualifying round for Cyber Cypher 2.0. The results will be posted on our Instagram feed soon, so stay tuned. See you soon for the final round of Cyber Cypher. Thank you so much.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you so much, judges. It was a huge honor and pleasure to have you guys here with us. Participants, you guys will get the results very soon. So all the best, and we'll see you all soon.
stations in particular society, but not in particular area. Like people from particular society invest to build new EV stations for their society, but we are going with the same idea, but for a particular community. Like for example, an Andheri is a place. So people of Andheri will come and crowdfund the project. That's a new EV station. And the second is a software will also determine the best location to build a charging station based on various parameters like population, available spaces, cost effectiveness, and etc. So I'm just going you to just show the website we feel. This is the code. We have used technology like SwellKit, JavaScript.
Which can be attached on any surface to make that surface harness the solar energy for electricity. So the best part about these panels is that, as you may have heard, they can get attached to any surface, and it is a very easy method of attaching them as well. And as a result, what we can do is here is that the vehicle will automatically get charged while we are on the move. Not just that, when we are parked as well. So it is not necessary that we need a charging station to charge our vehicle. We can charge it anywhere as long as the solar energy is available. Mm, then another thing is that we also propose to fit retractable solar panels under the boot or somewhere or near that region. So what we can do is that when the car is in the parked state, we can extend those solar panels out again to harness more energy and faster charging. Another thing is another thing is um, it is a renewable source and a sustainable solution. Also, if we use solar panels on the top and the bonnet, then we save on the cost of painting the top part. Therefore, some amount of cost is saved there. This is the model that I propose. This is a basic look on how it might feel to attach these solar panels. Another thing that we have done is made an app for this vehicle. And what does this app actually do is that it reads the battery level of the vehicle in real time. And another thing is that it automatically directs the driver to the nearest charging station if the battery level is lower than a certain percentage, which we can set. Also, another thing is that it sends the request to a charging station, which is the nearest charging station that it has detected. It sends the request, and the person over there can either accept or decline depending on if the slots are full or empty. Also, the battery. So another thing is that since we have fit solar panels on top, the battery won't drain entirely. So it's not like even if you are low on battery, you won't be entirely out of battery. So you can drive to some distance as well if the charging stations are full. So this is a dummy code that I created. And the output for this very code is like it first reads the battery level, which I have as of now given an input of 15%, and the critical battery level is set to 25%. That means we are under the critical battery level. So the
station for a particular area. So that's a good point.
So have you researched upon the current cost of the systems and what the earning that a current station creates in a day?
In a day, we have not find out the
Not
cost in a
exactly,
day.
not exactly, but for example, let's say you have a station, correct? So
Yeah.
you should know that what amount of investment it requires and what output it creates, right? So what investors are, right? Let's say I've come to a platform and I want to invest in some
Yeah.
EV station building, right? So
Yeah.
I should know the stats that what it would be a building, right? How much earning it will create. What is the
Okay. The
population of
invested
people?
amount is yeah.
What is the population of people nearby who are using the EVs? So that would create the earning, right? Because if a station is there and there are no EVs around, right?
Okay.
That will also
So
impact the business.
yeah. So yeah. The minimum amount required to install a station in a particular area would be approximately 50 lakh. But as per the location, we are targeting like for Bandra to cost of the price of the land. As per the calculating, that's all we are changing the price. So the generally income would be around like output earning would be around like 10 to 15 lakhs a year, I
Okay.
guess, as per the Google set. So that would be divided into the people who invested, and it's not like only the particular community of people can invest. Like I'm living in Lucknow and I want to invest in the EVs station. So if there is EV station in a particular place like Bandra and it's on a full-fledged booming, that this station is booming and people are going there, it's going there. I can invest money from Lucknow in the particular station in Bandra. So that's also one plan.
Yeah, correct.
So we
So
need to,
your solution would be majorly on the calculations, right? That
yeah,
basically the range of the station would differ from cities to cities and the company that is
of course.
installing, right? So
Yes.
main feature that you will be providing is the calculations, that how you
Calculation.
pitch to the investors who are visiting your website to invest in a particular station. That will create the output. So that is a
Yeah.
major focus you would be you have to do on your website.
Yeah.
Yeah, overall, it's a great, unique idea to accelerate the use of EVs.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Team Cypher. Now we move on to Team Hacker Ninjas. So I'd like to call upon Team Hacker Ninjas to present their work. Are they here? Yeah, and if you could turn on your camera, any of you, if that's possible.
Yeah. So good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are the Hacker Ninjas. We're going to present you the product. Basically, the name of the product is EV Solutions. And moving on to the table of contents, we've got firstly the problem, that what exactly the problem our country is facing in regard to the electric vehicles. Like then we'll move on to the solution, that what solution we are here with, and then we'll show you the whole product, and after that we'll just conclude it. So yeah, so
yeah, I'd just like to let you know of the time limit, which is 10 minutes. So just keep in mind,
yeah, okay.
and you could continue on with your
Hello.
presentation. All the best.
Am I audible?
You are, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So we move on to the EV vehicle industry problem, and the problem is quite a simple one, that is maintenance. EV charging stations are an essential part of the growing vehicle market. However, they still face several problems. One of the main issues is lack of charging station in certain areas, which makes it difficult for EV owners to plan long trips. For example, for like if you're going from Mumbai to Nasik, I don't think there would be many charging stations along the way. Also, another problem is that all the EVs have a different type of charging. Like the charging ports are completely different for separate EVs. So in that, we can try to implement a system such as the USB-C, which is in place for our phones and tablets right now. And also, sometimes the chargings can be time consuming and reduce the overall convenience of EVs. Furthermore, there are limited availability of charging stations in the market, with most of them being privately owned, which means that EV owners have to pay much more for the service, which can be very costly. And charging, this problem needs to be addressed so that the EV vehicle industry, so that the electronic vehicle industry can move forward. And we'll present the solution. EV solutions.
So what basically is EV Solutions? It is a one-stop solution for your EV charging solutions. Then it gives an easy location and a route to the nearest charging station, and becomes the feedback we take. Like our differentiator becomes the feedback we take. Now moving on to the product, like Shubh will just share the screen.
So I'll just share my screen now to show you all the website kind of thing we've made. Just a second, please. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes, so this is EV Solutions, and about us, like, see, so
Uh,
basic.
Yeah,
Riyansh, continue.
Okay. So about us, EVs are the future of everyday commutes, and we are here to have it all streamlined for a user's better experience. We bring to you EV Solutions. EV Solutions provides a range of services that are specifically aimed at providing convenience and ease to EV users. We believe in a clean and a pollution-free world, and EV Solutions helps us take a step in that direction. Now, these are the following services we offer. Namely, the first one is the best EV for your particular budget. So, like, say, it actually depends from the user's budget. Like, say, if it starts from 1 lakh and still 3 or 4 lakhs, so like it just depends on the budget. Shub, can you like just
Yeah,
open that
I'll just
one?
show that, yes. So like, let's say like these are just a few good budget EVs which I've just put here. Like, let's say like the user wants to have a look at Tata Nexon EV. So if I just click here on this link, so that redirects me to the Tata Motors official website where they have like where they have like the specifications, and like it's like they've given like information about this car. So like you can like from here you can book a test drive, or you can book now, you can find a dealer, etc. Then similarly, we have one for Mahindra XUV 400 EV also, which is this. Similarly, there's one more car that is Hyundai Kona EV. Then our next service is finding the nearest charging station. So like here, basically, like let's say I am currently in Dadar, okay? So I just click on Dadar, it redirects me to a Google map. So like I can either share my location from here, or I can just pinpoint a location. Let's say right now, Shiv Sena Bhav, for example. So it just redirects me to the charging station. So like it shows me the map and like how much time will I take to reach there. The same concept is used for all the different locations in Mumbai. For example, like Chamber ho gaya, then like Sion Fort, Kalwa Devi, Haji Ali Parel, Prabha Devi, BKC, Khar, Santa Cruz, Vilepale, Andheri, Jogeshwari, Malad, and Borivali. So this is the second service that we offer. And the third service is, and this is like a differentiator, that is like we like try to take feedbacks from the users, so that like we can like improve like the shortcomings which are present. So this is like a Google form that we have created. So here like we just take a few, like there are like this is like a questionnaire kind of thing, like so like was the station working or no, then like was the charging nearby your current location, was it overcrowded, like is it close to your location, or like do you want something that is like more closer, so like where would you like it to be, then like was the staff helpful on you. So based on this, based on the feedbacks we get from the users, we plan on putting in like charging stations in collaboration with the government on these specific locations, like which are like in common to a lot of people. Pankaj, you can
Yeah,
continue.
so rather than like signing into a completely different interface and like doing all that stuff, we just like kind of redirect the whole location thingy to a Google Maps or a link. So like it becomes very easier and like time efficient for the user rather than just signing in and doing all that stuff.
Yes.
And I would like to add something to the feedback part. So in that, for example, if a person is saying that the charging station is 25 minutes away, for the time being, they can go there and then they can give us the feedbacks needed for that. So after collecting several data, we can pinpoint a central location to place that charging station so that everyone can have a better chance at using the EVs and charging them.
Pankaj, can you show the PPT now, then I'll just stop screen sharing.
Yes. So this is our page. So coming to the conclusion, although we want to add more services to our website, And also we want to improve upon these services. And for that, we might need some investment, and also we would need government's cooperation in order to place these charging stations into place, because these are essentially a part of the public infrastructure, and it becomes very difficult without the government to do this kind of stuff. And the government already has the people and the infrastructure in place in order to do these things. So yeah, that's it from our part. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much to Team Hacker Ninja for such an insightful presentation. Sir, do you have any questions for them?
The differentiator that you're talking about is the feedback, right? So let's say I've completed a journey. I've got
Okay.
to your second feature. There is nearest charging. Can you share that screen, the website?
Yeah, sure. Just give me a minute, please. Yes. You want me to go to the nearest charging station wala part,
Yeah.
right? Yes.
So let's say I selected an area here, Dadar.
Okay, I'll just go to the other. Just a minute. Yes.
So the destination would be auto-populated to the Dadar's nearest station, or what exactly you're doing here?
Like in Dadar, basically there aren't a lot of charging stations. So like based on what I found from the internet, this was one which this was the closest which was available. And then like you can just enter your location or like any other location you want to put in, like from your source in the sense. In
So,
short, sorry.
Let's say currently it is Kazam charging station.
Yes.
So if I select any other area, the destination would be auto-populated to the nearby, because I'm not stating my current location, right? Because I will be telling my current location after you got on this page. So how you will populate the destination here?
Yeah, so actually, if we can go back into the last page. So we already have these options for the user to click upon.
Yes.
So if
So
they're
you are
in the
taking the
BKC
area.
area, we are taking the area, and whatever is
exactly.
comfortable for the user, they can go over there. And also, if we auto-populate, for example, if the user is currently in BKC and they want to charge, they think that they'll want to charge their car in car. So we are giving them that flexibility option so that they can find out the next station in car.
Yes.
So if I select a BKC area, you will list out the stations, or you will.
Yeah. So actually, in all these areas, there's not many stations. So that's where our feedback loop comes in, so that we can get different inputs from different users, like where would they want a charging station, and then culminating all that data, we can tell the engineers who are in place from the government, and they can decide upon a place to pinpoint a specific location to place the charging station.
No, I got your point. The main factor that I'm telling you is now, because of the user journey issue you will face. So if the user uses a feature of yours, he will give a feedback that I was not able to get into the charging station which I required, right? So
yes,
before he completes the journey, the user should get a form to fill up, right? So basically, if he finds a station using your identifier, right, he gets the station location. So after that, he is not doing the journey, right? He's only getting the list of stations or the nearby stations. So user would not go to the feedback platform. The user journey would not get completed. After using the service, you give a feedback, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, that the one major thing you will face in this website is no one would go to the feedback section.
Okay.
You are not providing them a user journey to go to it. Got my point, right?
Yes. I understood what you're trying to say. So
yeah, because they are doing the research that I'm searching for a station. These stations are not there. Now I will go to the feedback and I will provide you the status that your station is not there.
Yeah.
Got your point, sir.
Yeah, this would not help the user. So
it
you
should
have
just
to
redirect
link the service to the feedback.
Okay.
Understood, sir. Understood.
Yeah, overall, it's a good presentation.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Team Hacker Ninja. Now, moving on to the last team of this panel, last but not the least, we have Team STD here to present their work on the problem statement. Are they here?
Hi, we're here. Dhruv can't be here because of network issues, so Soham and I will present it.
Okay, yeah. If one of you could share your screen and the other one could present. Yeah, and if it's possible, you guys could turn on your camera as well.
Also, I would just like to remind you, you only have 10 minutes, including question and answer session.
Yeah, so please keep in mind the time limit. Your presentation along with the question and answer part would only be of 10 minutes. Yeah, you can begin. Good luck.
Okay, so thank you. So for our team, we've got Soham, Dhruv, and Dhwani. We're team SST. So for problem statement, we selected the fact that there are a lot of electric vehicles compared to the actual number of electric charging stations. Here you can see the numbers. We've got 5151 charging stations, but around 14 lakh electric vehicles in India itself. So for a long distance drive from suppose one city to another city, the charging becomes very difficult for electric vehicles. And it's very important for the driver to be aware of the next charging station before the car or vehicle runs out of battery, because that would leave the person stranded and that would be a problem. So for this, we have a solution. So we've developed a code that will basically provide an early warning to the EV driver of the nearest charging station based on the threshold battery percentage. So all electric vehicles have a certain mileage in which they run a certain distance in kilometers based on a full charge, basically. So for our code, suppose this warning will only be given if the program determines that the car won't reach the next nearest charging station without charging at the first one. So basically, suppose your car has only 20 kilometers that it can run in this much battery, and the next charging stations are suppose in the next 15 kilometers and then directly at a 30-kilometer distance. So the code will basically the program will give a warning to the user saying that the next charging station is in 15 kilometers and you need to charge your car, otherwise it will run out of battery. And for this one, for the algorithm. So
Is there an issue with the voice?
Yeah, I think so, Hamkar. 1 second.
Keeping in mind the time limit, if you could continue.
Yeah, hello. Can you
Okay.
hear me? Oh, yeah, perfect. Yeah, sorry. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah, okay. So I'll share my screen. Yeah. So here you go.
Yeah.
So let's say you're traveling from. Can you hear me and see my screen as well?
Yes, both work.
Yeah.
Amazing. You
Yeah.
can continue.
So let's say you're traveling from Mumbai to Madurai. The data we have taken consists of current location, battery percentage of EVs from different points on this route. So what I've done is we've taken your location data from. I've taken 12 points from the route of Mumbai to Madurai. I've put the latitude, longitude, and I've assumed the battery percentage of the car to be 56%, and I've put random variable values. So these values will be provided by the electric vehicle itself. As we don't have the values provided by the electric vehicle, we have put random values in. Now we have there are 8 charging stations between Mumbai to Madurai. We have collected that data and we have put the latitude and longitudes of that charging stations as well. So we have named the charging stations EV1, EV2, EV3, so on and so forth. Now the data has been collected. What we're going to do is this is the algorithm for it. What we do is we first calculate the top two nearest charging stations from the current location of the electric vehicle. Next, we calculate the distance the vehicle can travel with the current battery charge. If the electric vehicle cannot travel to the second nearest charging station, a warning along with direction is given to the driver to charge at first station itself. If the electric vehicle is not able to travel even to the first charging station, the warning displayed consists of advice to driver to use the mobile charging kit. The unique part about this is that it combines data from vehicle as well as data from external sources to provide intelligence to the driver. So this is the code, running code. Yeah. So the basically code is I have made a function to sort the nearest EV charging stations from your current location. To sort two of the nearest, I have used an array. I have sorted an array and got the first two values. Then I've made a function to change the car battery percentage into distance. So we have multiplied 4 as an EV and an average electric vehicle can go up to 400 kilometers in one charge. I found the average of all these vehicles. It came out about to be 397 kilometers for one full charge. So I rounded up to 400, and I said that 1% means 4 kilometers for the battery. Ran the code, and what you can do is it will give you the charging stations which are nearby to you. Let's say now this point is near Karnataka, I assume, yeah, Coimbatore, sorry. So this is a charging station which will tell you, it will direct you to the nearest charging station. uh, Even in the code, it will show you that the car's current location is this latitude and this longitude. Go to the EV6 for charging. The EV6 is the name of the charging station. This charging station is 108 kilometers away from your current location, and the coordinates of the charging station are this. So we couldn't use the Google API, so that's the reason we have put the latitude and longitudes. Once we start using the Google API, it would be better for us, and it would be a more refined code. Funny, could you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
So basically, the code that we're using, it takes an average of different electric vehicles. But then in the future, we hope we can develop a code that is vehicle specific also. So basically, for example, Mahindra XUV, it travels 456 kilometers on a full charge, whereas a Tata Tiago can travel anywhere between 250 to 312 kilometers on a full charge. So maybe in the future, we can develop a code where the user can select what vehicle he or she owns and basically provide them with a route from point A to point B, including the charging stations where they can go to charge and make their journey very efficient and time saving.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a question here.
Yeah.
So just now you have worked on a sample data, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So that has the average of the all the cars that you are using, right? So basically, let's say an average EV goes with a full charge X amount of kilometers, and there is a sample data for locations from Mumbai to Madurai.
The Mumbai to Madurai was not a sample data. From
Okay.
Mumbai to Madurai, we went to Google Maps. We found latitudes and longitudes of the. So it shows the blue line, right, from Mumbai to Madurai. So
Mhm.
we took 12 points on the blue line, saying that the user or the person who's traveling has to pass through these points to reach the destination. So that's the reason. So the data is not a sample. So it's not a sample data. And
No, no.
about the cars, we can use the switch case also by saying that, let's say if you select a car one, having a different mileage or a different for it. Yeah.
We do have a base code for that also, like a switch case where we taken 4 cars as examples.
Okay, so you will take the configurations of the car and suggest the same, right? So currently the output that we see right on that code that go to EV6, right? It
Yeah.
is based on the charging left of that car.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and the current location, correct?
And the current location, true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Got your point. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Team STD. Now that we are finally done with the presentation round for Cyber 2.0, I would like to thank, on behalf of the organizing team, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude to all the Cypher 2.0 participants. This event would not have been a success without your excitement, ingenuity, and hard work. We are blown away by the event and the caliber of the projects.
Yeah, share. You got an.
I am extremely sorry for that. Yeah. So now that we have finally wrapped up the presentation round for Cypher 2.0, on behalf of the organizing team, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude to all the Cypher 2.0 participants. This event would not have been such a success without your excitement, ingenuity, and hard work. We are blown away by the turnout of the people that attended this event and the caliber of the projects that were presented here. We are also grateful to the whole jury who offered their wise information to all the participants, and I'm confident that everyone here learned something beneficial. This concludes the qualifying round for Cyber 2.0, and the results will be released soon on our Instagram page, so please keep an eye on that. See you soon for Cypher 2.0's final round. I would like to call upon the jury, which is Mr. Ritvik Gupta, if you would like to say a few words.
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, thank you so much, the coordinating team, to invite me for this event. And it was a insightful experience. Basically, all the teams had provided me to get my knowledge also popped up. So it was an insightful experience, and the coordination was great. So I would like to thank everyone here to coordinate this and call me out for this opportunity. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, we're grateful for your insightful input, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for honoring us with your presence, sir. It was such an honor to have you and to host you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Just a confirmation, total 10 teams presented, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I will fill the feedback and I will provide you on that sheet.
Perfect, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Perfect,
okay.
sir. Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
everyone.
much.
Sharon, are we still streaming?
Hello? Yeah.
Hello. Sharon, are we still streaming? Can you? Yeah.
We have to go on to Discord, maybe. No risks taken. हम Discord जा रहे हैं, please.
अरे क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है कौन देख रहा है हमारे कॉलेज में नहीं देख रहा
Bhai, my back is killing me. Fuck.
I don't know how you did it. I really don't know how you did it.
Judge giving suitable advice and making this all possible. I would like to thank my team, Tanish especially, who was helping me a lot, and the whole of the Techniques organization committee, because without them, Cypher would not have been possible. It was a pleasure hosting both of you. Thank you, sirs.
Thank you, Dinesh.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything, and it was pleasure to be part of this, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a pleasure for me to join you guys.
Yep.
Danish, I have scored each and every team as per my convenience. I believe you can see my you can Juhi can see the changes, right?
Uh, yes. Joey, can you see the changes that Sir has made? Could you give me a moment, sir?
Yeah, sure, no problem. So are we going to end the session now?
Yes, sir. The session is officially over. You can leave if you wish to.
Okay, okay, great. Thank you, Danish. Thank you to all team for working so hard for this. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.